Hi everybody, this is going to be a video on my 45 single recent pickups. I've always been kind of an album guy. I've never really been into collecting 45s or singles, and I don't know, just lately I think nostalgia's gotten the best of me, and so I've started browsing the 45 racks at some of the record stores that I usually frequent, and so I thought I'd do a video just about some recent 45s that I've picked up and just kind of what they mean to me in terms of nostalgia or why I picked them up. This first one is the Beatles movie medley. This is on Capitol Records, and this was released in the early 80s. The B-side is I'm Happy Just to Dance With You. This is one of the first 45s that I ever owned, and it was right when I was starting to get into the Beatles. I was probably in about 5th grade. I think John Lennon had just been shot. And so the first couple of actual LPs that I bought were the Rock and Roll Music Collection Volume 1 and 2. And so this was kind of a cool way to just condense all of some of the, Beatles movie songs into one medley. It seems back in the early 80s there were a lot of medleys going around. The Beach Boys had a medley. There was kind of the, I forget what it was called, but there was like a... In the Mood, Jive Bunny, I think, had a series of like different medleys that had come out, and so medleys were all the rage. And when the Real Music album came out, which was a Capitol collection of Beatles songs from their movies, they released this medley to kind of promote it. And so I had this back in the day. I don't know whatever happened to it, but I just found this recently and I picked it up. And I don't know, it just takes me back. I love it. Some people don't care for medleys, but for me, this is just pure nostalgia, and, it just really kind of takes me back to when I first started really getting into the Beatles. The second one that I picked up, this is Dire Straits' Money for Nothing. Obviously, this was from the Dire Straits Brothers in Arms LP. The B-side on this is a live version of Love Over Gold, and this is on the Warner Brothers label. And I was happy to see the picture sleeve with this one, and I like maybe Brothers in Arms is my favorite Dire Straits album. It was just a period of time in my life where there was just kind of a lot of things going on, and so that album was one that I used to listen to over and over. And I'm a huge Dire Straits fan anyway. This is the very first single that I've ever had by Dire Straits, and the song Money for Nothing I think is pretty cool. I remember the video on MTV. The next single I have is Duran Duran. This is one of my guilty pleasures, the fact that I like Duran Duran. You look in my music collection, I've got Black Sabbath and I've got Duran Duran. I'm not going to make any apologies for this. Back in the 80s, I don't know, something about Duran Duran spoke to me back in the day, and this was A View to a Kill. From obviously the James Bond soundtrack. This one's got one of those little, things in the middle of it, so you can just put it right on your turntable. The B-side of this one, it says John Barry. Like, this one is Duran Duran, and then this version is by John Barry. I don't know who John Barry is. I haven't given this a listen yet. Maybe it's an instrumental. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, make fun of me all you want. But speaking of Duran Duran, another one that I picked up was the Ordinary Day single. And this was from their self-titled album from 1993 or something like that. And then the B-side of this is Save a Prayer. So I'm assuming this is the version from the Rio album, but, don't judge me. Another one I got was Good Times. This was the NXS collaboration with Jimmy Barnes, and this was from the Lost Boys soundtrack. And the B-side of this is Laying Down the Law. And it's weird because it's on a blue Atlantic label. I've never known Atlantic to have anything but a red label that looked like this, or like some of the AC/DC stuff I think was on a brown label, but I've never seen a blue label before. And it's interesting because on here it says the B-side is Laying Down the Law, and yet on both sides of this single it says Good Times. So I'm not sure what that is all about. I don't know if it's a reprint or what the case is, but just odd. And then another NXS single that I picked up, and this is on the Red Atlantic label. This is the Niju Tonight single. And it's weird because I used to have the cassette single of this, and the B-side was Guns in the Sky. And yet the B-side on this 45 single is a track called I'm Coming Home. And home is in like brackets or whatever. So I'm not sure. I've not heard that. I'm not familiar with that NXS song, I'm Coming Home, but that was the B-side for that particular single. Another one I got, and this is Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. And the B-side is Young Man's Blues. So I don't know if that's the same track that The Who covered on the Live at Leeds, but you know, I love Elton John, and particularly the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album. Speaking of Elton John, another one that I picked up was the Empty Garden single, which of course was a tribute to John Lennon. This one fortunately had the picture sleeve, and it also has the lyrics for Empty Garden. And the B-side is a song called Take Me Down to the Ocean, which I've not listened to yet. Another Elton John single that I picked up is Take Me to the Pilot, and this is a single that was pulled from the live album that he did in Australia with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. And then the B-side to this is the song Tonight, which originally was on the Blue Moves album, which if you haven't checked out, it's Elton John's second double LP, and I like it a lot. It's an acquired taste, I think, but Journey, Only the Young, I also picked up, and this was from the film Vision Quest. This is on the Geffen label, and then the B-side is a Sammy Hagar song called I'll Fall in Love Again. And I thought it was weird to see Journey on the Geffen label, but that must have been the label that issued the Vision Quest soundtrack. Back to the Beatles. This is the John Lennon single for Imagine, and the B-side is It's So Hard. And I like this because it's on the white Apple label. And then another John Lennon single that I picked up was Just Like Starting Over. This is probably a picture sleeve, but this did not come with the sleeve. And then the B-side is Yoko Ono's Kiss, Kiss, Kiss. And then the third John Lennon single that I picked up is Nobody Told Me. This is on the Polydor label, which is a label that the Milk and Honey album was released on. And then the Yoko Ono song, Oh Sanity, was the B-side. And then somewhat Beatles related, there's a Beatles connection here. I picked up the ELO Telephone Line single with Poor Boy, the Greenwood as the B-side. And this one is on the United Artists label. And I'm a huge ELO fan. I don't know if you've seen my other ELO videos, but I was real stoked to get not only that single, but just to have it in the picture sleeve was cool. And then I found quite a few Paul McCartney singles. The first one is the Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey single, and the B-side to that is Too Many People. That, of course, is on the Apple label. This is Band on the Run, with the B-side being 1985. The next single was, it's an edit of Venus and Mars and Rock Show. It's a shorter version. They kind of trimmed the, the two songs that open up the Venus and Mars album in an edited version. And then the B-side is Magneto and Titanium Man. And then this is the single Let 'Em In from, obviously, Wings at the Speed of Sound. And the B-side is Beware My Love. And then I found two versions of it. This is the same single, but it's on just a black capital label, Let 'Em In, and then also Beware My Love. This is Maybe I'm Amazed, the live version from the Wings Over America album, and the B-side is Soily. And then this is Mull of Kintyre on the Capitol label, and the B-side is Girls' School. This is Wings Goodnight Tonight. I have a 12-inch version of this also, but this is the 7-inch version, and Daytime, Nighttime Suffering is the B-side there. Also found Queen, Fat Bottom Girls, with the B-side, Bicycle Race. And then the other Queen song that I found was Another One Bites the Dust, which I had growing up, and the B-side is Don't Try Suicide. So those are some recent singles that I picked up. I'm trying to expand my singles collection, and any future ones that I get, I'll try and make a video of and share. Appreciate all your comments. Thanks for watching, and take care.